The mic. Speak.
So as you can see, I don't have
Mike.
or anything. Like, I've got mic for you.
Loud.
Alright, okay. I'll speak louder. So I have no piece of paper because honestly, when I got contacted about a month ago, I didn't find out through my mother first. I actually found out through my grandmother first. Long story short, but anyway, she's like, and it wasn't until I, asked my mother, am I supposed to speak about it? And they were like, well, speak about, how it was to grow up as a free kid. And I thought about it, and I was thinking, well, it really is no different than, growing up in your own household. There's just a lot more church. But unfortunately, I'm working with my guest. But really, if you think about it, here's the, I could reiterate many stories, but unfortunately, I have, a room at the house that I'd actually like to sleep in tonight. So I'll just say this: you all know them as, a father, as a counselor, as somebody who does liturgical things, somebody, who takes care of his people. And he works hours upon hours upon hours. And at the end of the day, he still comes home, and he still has time to either call me while I'm up at school and just say, hey, how's it going? Or, when I have a question, even to this day, like throughout undergrad, even in grad school, I'll call him up and I'll ask him for advice. He'll still tell me advice. And I can't tell you how much I have to appreciate that. And I can't also tell you that throughout numerous times, whenever I've had any extracurricular activities, he found a way to be there. I still remember, my first year in marching band in high school, and the very first band competition, and he had, I forgot, it was some sort of sacrament, and he drove out to the high school, and the security wouldn't let him in.
That's right. What he had a collar.
So he stood out there, and I believe my mother was there too, and they stood out there watching the whole competition from the fence. There's been other times. He used to come, when I played hockey, he used to come to some of my hockey matches, he used to come to some of my baseball matches. He even went to me in the Fiesta Bowl, in my first year in undergrad, and that was, really cool. But, it's more than that. It's me, in my junior high and high school years, and writing papers, and dreading to bring them to Dad, because, as you all know, the man has a literary mind. And I remember that I would give him paper, and he would give it to me all red. The whole paper was red. And there came to that point when I was, my junior year in undergrad, that I emailed him a paper and said, can you edit this? And he emailed back and said, I can't do this. There's too many scientific words. I don't understand what you're trying to write. And that's kind of where I figured I'm on my own. But even throughout that, he's still found a way to help me through many different things. I had my senior year, I had undergrad, I had blown a talk where I completely froze up and I nearly walked out, and I came back and I finished it up, and I called my dad after that. He says, you know what, Ethan, you've talked in front of people before. You know how to do this. Look into yourself and do it. And so the next time I had to give a talk, it was fine. And so, I haven't, as much work as he puts into this church, as much work as he puts into building up the community, he really puts work into building up the family and to helping develop his kids. And for that, I want to say I love you, Dad, and I also want to say Axios.
compete with that. I actually wrote down things now that I realize none of it makes sense. So, you need it from here. Not that funny. There we go. Well, you know, Dad has just, he's always been there. Like, even when it seemed like he couldn't be there because he was always busy, he was always there. And, he would always help me. Especially, like, the things, I'll still ask him, oh, have you read this? Have you read this? Have you read this? He's like, oh, yeah. And, you know, he would explain to me what some of these things mean. Or he would ruin a plot for me. Oh, did it kill Piggy yet? Thanks. Well, one thing Dad truly taught me, though, was, if you can believe it or not, how to be a lady. If you're not behaving at this wedding, which you're just telling the bride now that you're good, we're not going to do very nice things to you. So, from a very young age, I and my mother-in-law, we were trained to be on a rescue behavior. And that has certainly carried on throughout and throughout. So now I can hold conversations. I can hold conversations with people I'm not comfortable with. I know which fork is the salad fork. And which glass is the champagne glass. I don't worry about that yet. And, you know, it's a lot. And he really taught me how to be public and how to speak in front of people and how to express everything. He helped me with a lot of my speeches and a lot of my essays. And so one thing I won't forget is how much he's there for me. For when my last marching band show this year, it was at our school. We were in warm-up, and Dad comes through warm-up. Through the band teacher, he looks at him and he nods, just to say hi to me before I go on for my last time. You have no idea how much that meant to me. And it was amazing. That's really what made the class so amazing, to know that you were in the crowd and you were watching me, because I knew that every time you were watching me, I had something to be proud of.